One of the small things that make a big difference for you in growing your network marketing empire is being an ambassador for your product, being the number one raving fan about your product or service. It's so important. And you might think, well, of course I'm using the products, but are you really an ambassador? So if you're going to be representing a particular product, are you going to have more credibility if you use the product yourself? Are you going to build stronger belief about the benefits of that product if you use the product yourself? Are you going to be able to share more effectively with others if you use the product yourself? Of course. And some people, no, yeah. I use it. Are you? Are you using it exactly how it's recommended? Are you consistent with it? Are you loud with your excitement about it? Do you promote it to others? So little tips. First of all, if you're going to take the product, if you can take it publicly, do it. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Well, if you're in front of a bunch of people at your, let's say you have a job and you're working for somebody else. If you're in front of somebody and you take your product in front of somebody without saying anything, what's likely to happen? People say, well, what's that? Tell me about that product. What are you taking? Oh, this is, let me tell you why I take this. And you can share why you take it. Publicly using your products anytime you possibly can. And some of you are saying, well, I don't get out of my house. Can you publicly take your products anyway? Of course. Can you go live on some social media platform and take your product in front of the world? Yes. Say you can go live and talk about something else going on with your family while you're talking about it. You can take the product. And then people start asking, what's that? What's that? And you can share with them. I had a neighbor of mine who was the president of Pepsi Bottling Company when I lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the United States. And he was Mr. Pepsi. You went to his house, every Pepsi product was all over the place in the refrigerator. There, he had his displays, everything else up in his house. He made sure that the local country club switched their products to Pepsi from Coke. He made sure that the restaurants in the area, any restaurant he went to, you got to have Pepsi products. He was the loudest spokesperson for that particular product. And then he got a job as CEO of Dr. Pepper. And guess what? He, that fast, became the world's biggest ambassador for Dr. Pepper. He was telling everybody about Dr. Pepper products, their whole line of products. He was making sure that all of the restaurants he went to had those products. He was making sure that they had it in the local country club. He was making sure they had it here, they had it there. If you went to his house, everything was filled with those products. He was an ambassador. He was a professional. So should that matter? I will tell you it does. It matters. Are you a real ambassador for your products? If you're not just getting the benefits, but you're becoming a spokesperson for your products, will that make a difference? And if you have a service instead of a product, just, make the connection. Are you a spokesperson? Are you an ambassador? Are you a walking, talking influencer about your product or service? If the answer is no, you're taking it by yourself and you're just kind of like a secret agent, that's going to have an impact on your business. If you're very loud and proud about it, not obnoxious, but loud and proud. My neighbor was loud and proud about the brands he represented. He was all in. If you're all in, will that make a difference? Will it influence your team? Of course. Will it influence your prospects? Of course. Will it influence your family? Of course. So think about the long-term impact of all of that. It all starts with you becoming a product of your product, becoming an ambassador, becoming a spokesperson, becoming a walking, talking influencer. Little things make a big difference. This is one of those little things. Start today. Okay? Start today. And I'll see you tomorrow.